So we get to connect again. Hey, this is Rhonda Liebig, founder and producer of the Fresh Inspiration Show. It is time to play another podcast with us. I love it. I'm all about celebration, and I'm serving you more mindset transformation, entertainment, and I hope that you are ready for Karen Eishen. Karen Eishen, you're going to love every scrumptious thing that she talks about if you enjoy listening to about women coming together, being in a joyful space, loving on one another, helping each other grow, and knowing that you got this as a leader. It's a lot about what Karen talks about. She brings communities together all virtually and doing an incredible job with, they're calling them retreats, but they're just like summits, but different angles and unique ways that they're doing things. And I'm saying they, because she does partner with her daughter, Mel Perry. So to be with Karen Eishen, you're going to hear some stories about how Mel, her daughter, was there for her when she felt like she didn't know what her next step was. And think about that mother and daughter relationship and helping each other and not looking at each other like, well, you're my daughter, you can't help me. And then her daughter saying, Mom, I'm here for you. And it's fabulous. So enjoy Karen Eishen. You're going to find out how to connect with her. And there's information below for that also. But make sure you step in with Karen Eishen by going from beginning to end of this 1 hour time with her. And actually, it's 30 minutes. We have 30 minutes of her podcast, and you're going to love her. She is fabulous. Have a freshly inspired time with Karen Eishen. Karen Eishen is someone I like to play with. Karen Eishen loves to talk about and soulfully speak about her journey in corporate and what she learned from there. I had me some corporate. Anybody else in the community, the Fresh Inspiration Show, where you're experiencing stuff where you realize that you learned a lot in corporate, or you're working in corporate and you're loving it, and you're going to get some stuff from Karen Eishen about locking arms and partnering. You're also going to get from her if you are in the space of transitioning out of corporate, because she's going to be bringing in those nuggets of experience. So I don't know what stories Karen's going to bring in, but remember the juice and the energy that she's bringing in, and about locking arms and looking at you ladies and doing, living in the space of being a nurturing being. What I mean about that is that her daughter, Mel Perry, which she's going to have her angelic voice here at 11:45 Pacific time, is that when Karen was going through a really big transition, anybody else have ever had that where you're going in a really big transition and you feel a loss and you don't know exactly how to handle it, what to do, what's the next steps? This is what I love about Karen's approach, is that she started talking out loud about how she was feeling, trying to communicate this. And the person that she talked to, maybe a few people, but another person that that I really love on is Mel, her daughter. And they had this communication back and forth. And this is what I love, that there is no hierarchy in life. There's this feminine flow in space of love. And as Karen was going through her journey and figuring out what her next steps were and feeling lost, she brought in Mel in this discussion. And Mel was a guide for her at that moment to help her be able to partner and have this back and forth conversation, and being able to hear her daughter's vision too, because her daughter knew her. Have you ever been in a space where you're learning that no matter the age, no matter what someone's background is, if you keep your heart open, you get to show up differently, because then you're receiving what people are sharing around you. And I love that story. So this is Karen Eishen, Locking Arms, partnering with women. She even has a retreat going on today. So later today, she's going to be live. I want to make sure we're going to get that link too, because I'm one of the people that's at your retreat, maybe right now.
Yes.
So we'll talk more about that. Welcome in, Karen, and I appreciate you being here and giving love to the Fresh Inspiration Show. I truly, truly appreciate you.
Well, thank you, Rhonda, so much. And I truly appreciate you. We've been on a journey of friendship for the last 2 years, and which has deepened as we've come to know that we're really heart centered and soul centered beings who are on a mission to help other women to really expand their message and be able to serve at their fullest expression. And so, anytime that I can be with you in this virtual world and hopefully soon again in a physical space, I am just so honored and grateful to be a part of your Fresh Inspiration Show, because that's what it's all about, is to really communicate with one another that we have the abilities within us. And as you were saying, I had a major transition. I was in corporate. I had a great job. I was making six figures. It wasn't, I never thought about needing to have my purpose fulfilled at that point, because what my career was doing was really allowing me to be with my family, with my husband and my daughter. And that was the most important thing to me, was that family and that community. And then what happened when he died suddenly is that I was unanchored. I needed to reinvent myself to really figure out who I was. And it is that time that I also realized that that corporate job was just not enough. And because I'd had that corporate job, I'd missed a lot of times with my husband that I could have had I had more control in terms of deciding the life that I wanted to live. And so that's when I started thinking about entrepreneurship. I hadn't ever thought of it before, but it's wonderful. I mean, it's there's two sides to it. It's scary because it's a journey of up and downs, but you also get to make all the decisions. And how freeing, really freeing that is to be able to make all those decisions. Because our culture, and I especially talk about the culture that I'm from in the United States, we are conditioned to have other people make decisions for us. And when we're unhappy with that, it takes a lot to change that. And I'm here to tell you, when you lock arms with other women, it makes it so much easier. When I got a coach who had a community, so it was, the coaching was very, very important. I mean, I'm a coach, so I'm not going to say that it's not important. Coaching is very important, but also being with a coach that has a community that will support you, that is like-hearted and like-minded. Because it is, if you get into a mastermind or a group where, let's say, they don't blend the masculine and feminine, because masculine energy and feminine energy is very important. It needs to be balanced for women, because women are collaborators. Women are in community, and connection and relationship is so important. And so that's what I really learned as I expanded my journey after my corporate life. And as you mentioned, my daughter Mel, I couldn't have done any of this. Two things: I couldn't have done anything like this if I hadn't had the unconditional love from my husband. He was the first person in my life to really love me unconditionally. I didn't know what that felt like before, but I know it now. And because of that, while I had never thought I would be on this journey of entrepreneurship and sharing my message with women and saying you're never too old and it's never too late. Hey, I just turned 65 and I'm more alive today because I have the purpose. I have a message, and every woman is important. And so I had that unconditional love. And then I have that from my daughter. And so she carried that on for me and helped me to see one of the ways I think that a lot of women get stuck. It's because they want to say something, but they don't think it's enough, or they haven't really figured out like 100%. I'm not 100% sure that this is my calling. I'm saying if you're 80% sure, that's enough to start, because you can change it. Don't let not knowing exactly how it's going to all unfold stop you, because life is uncertain. I mean, we are in a major uncertainty, but life is uncertain. I didn't know the day that my husband would die. It's uncertain. So love the people today, do the things you want to do today, because you're not guaranteed tomorrow. And so what my daughter did is that I didn't know what my purpose was, and I wanted to figure it out. And so we developed this, what we're now using with our clients is there's a lot of probing questions. And one of them is write down throughout your life times in your life that lit you up, that you felt really, really good. And in most cases, you'll discover there's a through line, there's a similarity in those experiences. For me, it was helping others. Every job I had, everything that I've done, every volunteerism is always about a positive outcome for another person. And so my daughter pointed out to me, well, that's coaching, Mom. You have a degree in psychology. You know how people act and behave, and you can share that with them. And you worked in corporate, setting up mission, vision, goal statements for groups of people. So you can do that individually, right? And so I said, yes, of course. I'm a coach. But I didn't come up with that. And some people, we have these gifts within us. And those gifts sometimes are so intrinsic to us that we just kind of do it, right? We're just always doing it. And we don't know exactly what it is. Like, I was able in my corporate job where many people were working 60 hours because you're on salary, right? So they say as however long it takes to get the job done. And a lot of my colleagues were working 60-hour weeks. Well, naturally, I had reduced my work hours. I never worked 60 hours. I worked 40 hours. And then when I learned the job really well, suddenly it was only taking me 20 hours. And I just did that naturally. So I didn't think anything about it. I didn't think it was special. I thought everybody else could do that. And it's like, no, everybody else can't do that, because my brain automatically went to what can I automate? What can I delegate? And what can I eliminate? I automatically do that when I look at tasks. So I can help other people do that. And that gives you more time freedom, because isn't that one of the things about starting a business and being a woman in business is you want to enjoy life. You want to have that joy. Our companies envision joy today. Why? Because I missed out on a lot of joyful moments with my husband. I learned I don't want anyone else, if they choose, to have that freedom so they do not miss out either. And I have ways to help you do that. And my daughter helped me. She was my first coach before I paid for a coach. And so go with a friend, right? Start talking about what it is that you want to be doing and how to get there. Start where you are, where you want to go, and what are the steps you need in between to give you the life that you absolutely deserve, that you love. Yeah.
Karen,
Thank you.
such special sauce. I'm over here talking to the community as I'm listening to your vocals and the music in my ears of what you're saying, and I have the chills. I love how you are speaking about special gifts. Like, the things that we do, we think, oh, everybody does that. And we don't realize that if we do something better than somebody else, it means, right, that's my special gift.
Mhm.
And you didn't know that at the time, but it's helping and serving in the way that you're doing and running the stuff that you do. Like you just
Yeah.
know, okay, what to eliminate, and that's a special gift. Also, the thing about you and Mel being a mother and daughter in the partnership and to be in truth with every day, we get stressed when we're in our day, and learning how to partner and really explicitly speaking back and forth to make sure first that mother and daughter experience is there. How does that feel, Karen, to be in this experience, growing this business and having this partner so you can see the spirit that's your partner, but it's also your daughter that you get to experience this with?
Well, I am very blessed because I do not think I would be doing what I'm doing without Mel. Having a partner that you believe in 100% and who believes in you is really key. And we bring to each other, we have different experiences. She's been a performer on stage since she was 3. And so she has that ability to express to her fullest expression on stage and in front of people, and to see how other people can express themselves. And so she's really helped me. As there's two things: when you know what it is you want to say, when you're really clear about that, it helps you to be more confident to express yourself. I'm not talking about perfection, but it's just when you're grounded in who you are and what you believe and what your message is, then it helps with that confidence and the courage to just go out and say it. Because I wasn't talking in front of a camera a year ago. My daughter's been talking in front of stages and 500 people since she was a small child. This was all new to me. So having that vision and values and expression of what I wanted to say to people was helped give me confidence. And then also her performing abilities to say, how to relax into it, how to ground into it was really key. And so that partnership is great. And she's also one of the most creative beings I know. And that can be challenging when you're an entrepreneur because you want to do all the things. But because we're in partnership, she is able to do some of the things that I am not gifted at. And she learns really quickly and loves to do it. So doing the back end on our summit has been wonderful because we can bounce ideas off each other, and she creates such beautiful graphics, and I brought in the speakers. So it was really, we've done those interviews together in the past, but this time with me doing interviews up front and her doing the back end creative things, it was really, really wonderful. And she was always supporting me. So like I said, I probably would be doing this in a totally different way if I didn't have her partnership. And it's a bonus that she's my daughter, but I would love working with her even if we weren't connected in that way, because she has compassion, she has ingenuity, she has creativity, she has an exuberance for life. And on days when I am not so exuberant, it helps to have a partner, a person in your life that can build you up. Just like I was saying, with when we coach and we want to create communities around us of women like yourself, Rhonda, you're in my community. And so if I need to be uplifted, I know that I can text Rhonda. So you want to surround yourself with people that you can collaborate with. And as I was talking about with the summit that is going on today, you can sign up. We'll put the link in the comments. Is that I interviewed 14 women, and what we were talking about and what we're encouraging people to do is define what success is for yourself so you can have success your way. There are a lot of external measures of success. There are a lot of external definitions that people are going to tell you. You have to do this to be successful. You have to do that to be successful. You're not going to be successful unless you do X, Y, and Z. And I'm saying make your own definition, because that will help you create the life that you want. If you're chasing after someone else's dreams, someone else's expectations, someone else telling you what success is, you're always going to feel lacking. And the thing is, you are 100% worthy right now, today, of the beautiful life that you deserve right now, today. You just have to define it for yourself, because when you define it, then you can work toward it. If you don't define it, you're going to it'll allow other people's definition to creep in, and you'll be chasing after other people's dreams and other people's definitions, and you'll be constantly measured against other people, and you will not feel fulfilled. The point is to really have the life that you want. And so in our summit, one of the things we talk about, because I think it's critically important, is to take care of yourself first. So you have to have vitality to run your business and have a good life. You have to have vitality. The way you get that is that you calendar in, ground bottom floor of your house, your self-care. And so we have experts on how you can do that for yourself. And then how you can be seen, different ways you can be seen. Do you want to be published? Do you want to speak on stages? Do you want to have, your Instagram, however you want to be seen? Those are different modalities. And then how to break through and break free from the doubts, the limiting beliefs that keep you stuck, to really define what those are so you can get unstuck. And then you can have the life that you want.
Juicy. And when we were talking about others at you saying things like limiting beliefs, sometimes because people have done that to us in the past, then it's here. And the resources to the heart, to your heart today, is the opening up and realizing your juicy special sauce, so that these voices, when they come in, you realize it's not your voice. It's not your voice saying you have to do it this way. Look at so-and-so, look at them, and look at what they're doing. They're better than you. And then you're just like battling. And I know that when we're in that battle, we can't see, hear, we bring ourselves down, we push ourselves down, we tell ourselves, this is how it's supposed to be. Why are you not acting like that? And I want to clear that for a moment. But I wanted to share that. Karen, you're talking about defining definition. And when that comes up, you get to clear those voices and say, hey, I hear you, saboteur, or I hear you, whatever you want to call this being that has been planted as a seed and has grown. Powerful, Karen, powerful, 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 powerful stuff. Shannon said, wow, make your own definition of success, define it for yourself. So powerful. Someone said, yeah, for sharing your special gifts. Like we all have special gifts. The power of what you brought in today, Karen. So Angela said, carpe diem. Oh, I messed that one up, Angela. I know I did okay. Okay.
Seize the day.
See, Karen knew what it was. Seize the day. Don't sit there and let it. And Kim was talking about activation. Don't sit there and be frozen. Learn from us and the experiences and what these experts are sharing. What Karen just said, what Kim was experiencing and sharing her stories, what Shannon Sundberg did for us in opening the heart and opening up that space. What I did, give me some love. What I did this morning, and opening books and saying, whatever comes to you, that is what it's supposed to be. If it feels negative, because the world can be that way. And we want to be in reality of that. But today, it's about resources to your heart. Karen, how can we connect with you today and keep this happening How can we connect with you?
Well, you can connect with me directly at Karen@envisionjoytoday.com. And also, we're having our summit, which is starting today. The interviews are being released today, and Rhonda is on our summit. Yay! And so I will share that in the comments so that you can still sign up. And the interviews are available for 72 hours. So even if you don't sign up until tomorrow, you can still see the ones from day one. There'll be interviews tomorrow, day two, and also on Saturday, day three. And so there are 14 plus myself and my daughter. So there's 16 interviews, giving you ample time to be able to go through those. They will give you tips and techniques about your vitality, how to be seen, and how to really break through whatever is keeping you stuck in a life that you do not desire. Because if you're comfortable and happy, wow, I'm happy for you, because it's hard to find that. You have to work at it. And so if you're doing that, that's great. But if you're somebody who doesn't want to be where you're at, it doesn't want to feel the way you're feeling right now, there are people to support you. There are ways to get involved, and there are ways to take and make the choice for yourself, because it is about making choices for yourself. And some people are scared of making those choices. So that's the first decision. You have to choose to move forward. And once you choose to move forward, there are plenty of women you can link arms with who will help you along the way. We're here for you. You just need to reach out. We can't come into your house and find you, especially now.
Knocking on the door. Karen,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm pretty good at bringing energy and focus in my day and starting my morning and doing that. I still need help. I don't locking arms. I don't do this alone. So if we can grow that seed for you, if you're seeing that we can do this alone, you know what's really cool is I was raised to be bold and that I don't need anybody else. I was very lonely then and I didn't know it, but it made me a grumpy person. And so whatever you see here bubbling up is truth. I talk to Jeff, my husband. I'm dancing and giggling, and I can be serious too, as you see in the show. This is who I am. I want you to show up how you are. Get in with Karen and Mel in their retreat. It's happening right now. So what I tell you, Karen Eischen has it nailed in when it comes to really loving on other women, making sure that you really stand to be locking arms with partners like this. Make sure that you're connecting with her with all the links that we have down below. You can also connect with the Fresh Inspiration Show, and you can find out what's happening with us next too. So many scrumptious things. How are you feeling after spending time with Karen Eischen? We would love to hear comments from you, reviews. Have a freshly inspired today. Thank you.